Hi, everybody. Sometimes we can get stuck in the process of forgiveness. Let's say that, you know, somebody robs all your money, or somebody does something to you, or somebody's a cannibal and they eat people. How are you going to forgive them? Their behavior makes no sense. Of course, in our lives, people are usually not, cannibals or something really bizarre and terrible. But there are times when things might not make sense to us that have happened in our interactions with others. Sometimes, when we're in situations that are confusing, we can get stuck in a really interesting place in forgiveness because we usually in our lives try to see things from another person's point of view. That's usually healthy. But sometimes what happens is sometimes we can't flip it. Like when we say, okay, but we're not going to take the cannibal's position. Okay, that person looked yummy. Oh, I looked yummy, therefore they're eating me. Okay, that makes no sense. You're not going to take their perspective. And in many lesser ways, we're faced with situations like that in our daily life. So we can also forgive by fully committing to our perspective. Just like somebody who they're going to break a board in karate, you have to fully commit to the strike. So you don't aim at the board, you aim beneath the board. You don't just keep hitting your hand on the board. That's not going to give you enough oomph if you aim at the board, like saying, okay, why did they do this? This makes no sense. You can't stay there. You have to say, oh, it just doesn't make sense. You have to fully commit to that. And then that is the key to forgiveness and to reducing pain. Because if, like, let's say you have a coworker and their behavior doesn't make sense. Okay, their behavior doesn't make sense. Therefore, you can forgive them because they just don't make sense. They're not completely with it. So, okay, you can forgive that coworker. Or, okay, they don't make sense. Okay, then you don't need to worry about being in relationship with them anymore because that coworker doesn't make sense. So it reduces the loss that we feel, and it reduces the culpability we attribute, and so it helps us to forgive. Rather than trying to say, oh, I need to take their perspective, and then getting all jumbled up by denying our perspective. We need to fully commit to our perspective to cut through to forgiveness.